The old man shifted his weight on the crate. The small room smelled of reclaimed air and old sweat. 10 faces watched him in the dim light. Workers mostly, a widow, a guardsman missing 2 fingers, a child no older than 8, a woman with one augmetic eye that still blinked wrong. He cleared his throat. People think the Imperium kills, he said. They think heretics burn. Criminals hang. The unproductive get shot. Sometimes that happens, but most of the time it doesn't. He paused. The Imperium doesn't waste. Can't afford to. A human body, even a broken one, even a sinful one, has value. Muscle, bone, brain tissue, the capacity to move, to lift, to process information. All of that can be used. Someone coughed in the back. Servitors, the old man continued. You've all seen them. The things that load cargo, that clean the air scrubbers, that stand in the factorums with welding arms or cutting tools, or just hands that move the same way for 20 hours without stopping. He looked at the child. They used to be people, not machines built in a forge. People. The Imperium takes criminals, heretics, the mentally damaged, the physically broken, the ones who can't work anymore, and it converts them. Cuts away what's not needed. Adds what is. Wipes the mind clean or leaves just enough to follow simple commands. Then it puts them to work. Why? The woman with the augmetic eye asked quietly. Because it's efficient, the old man said. Execution wastes a body. Servitorization uses it. The Imperium doesn't call it murder. It calls it reprocessing, redemption through labor, a second chance to serve the Emperor. He let that sit, and it happens on every world. Hive worlds, forge worlds, agri worlds, mining stations. Anywhere the Imperium needs workers and can't afford to build machines. Which is everywhere. He leaned forward. Let me tell you about one person. One world. How it starts. How it continues. The world was called Vorsoc Tertius. A mid-tier forge world. Not important enough for Titan support. Not worthless enough to abandon. It produced Lasgun power packs, millions of them every month. Also shell casings, promethium barrels, and servitors. The sky was the color of old oil. The air tasted like metal and burnt rubber. Water came in rations, 4 liters per worker per day. You could buy an extra half-liter if you saved your script for 2 weeks. Most people didn't. The factorums ran in 3 shifts. 8 hours on, 4 hours rest, 8 hours on again. Sleep happened when you could fit it in. The machines never stopped. If a line went down, the entire section lost ration bonuses for the week. People learned not to let lines go. Down. Mechlin Vross was 41. He worked in Factorum 7, Assembly Line 39 Theta. His job was to inspect power pack casings for cracks, deformities, or incorrect seals. He held each one up to a light strip, rotated it twice, checked the base connection, then placed it in the pass bin, or the reject bin. He had done this for 16 years. He lived in Hablock 7 Secundus, compartment 881. Shared it with 9 other workers. He had a bunk, a locker, and a water bottle with his shift number scratched into the side. He had a daughter, 13 years old. She worked in a textile factorum, stitching uniform linings. He saw her twice a month when their rest shifts aligned. She was thin. Everyone was thin. Mechlin's knees hurt. His back hurt. His hands cramped after hour 5 of every shift. He had filed 3 medical requests in the last 2 years. All denied. Pain was not a work-stopping injury. One night, 0300 hours, middle of 3rd shift, the water dispenser in the worker refresh station malfunctioned. It kept dispensing after you let go of the button. Mechlin filled his bottle, then filled it again, then filled a second bottle he carried in his work satchel. 5 extra liters. He told himself it was a malfunction. Told himself he'd report it. Told himself the Imperium wouldn't miss 5 liters. He was right about one thing. The Imperium didn't miss it. Factorum water was tracked. Every dispenser logged, every gram dispensed. Every worker badge was scanned. Consumption per shift was calculated and stored. 3 days later, a junior auditor named Helkvist ran a routine variance check on Factorum 7's water consumption. The system flagged an anomaly. Worker 39 Theta, 1879, had consumed 320% over ration during one dispense window. Helkvist didn't investigate personally. He escalated the report to efficiency enforcement. 2 enforcers arrived at Mechlin's station during hour 6 of his next shift. They wore gray coats and void-black helmets. They didn't shout, didn't touch their shock mauls. Mechlin Vross, designation 39 Theta, 1879, one of them said. Mechlin looked up. His hands were still holding a casing. Yes. You are summoned for audit review. Please step away from the line. He put the casing in the pass bin, wiped his hands on his coveralls, followed them. The line didn't stop. The audit chamber was small. One desk, one chair, one enforcer standing by the door. An arbitrator sat behind the desk. Middle-aged. Bite. Didn't look angry. Didn't look bored either. Just looked. Mechlin Vross, the arbitrator said, reading from a data slate. 16 years of service. 14 citations for minor productivity variance. No prior criminal flags. He tapped the slate. On the morning of 7.881.m42, you exceeded your water ration by 16 liters. You did this knowingly. You did not report the dispenser malfunction. You consumed resources you were not allocated. Mechlin said nothing. Do you dispute this? No. The arbitrator nodded. The penalty for resource theft at this level is execution or servitorization. Execution removes you from the labor pool permanently. Servitorization allows you to continue serving the Emperor in a capacity suited to your remaining worth. Mechlin's throat was dry. The decision, the arbitrator continued, is not yours. However, given your work record and the needs of this facility, servitorization has been selected. He stamped a form. You will be transferred to Conversion Facility 12 immediately. Your daughter will be reassigned to compensatory labor to cover your remaining debts. You will not speak to her. You will not contact her. You are no longer a person. You are raw material. The enforcer opened the door. Transport is waiting. Did he say anything? The guardsman asked. The old man shook his head. What would he say? The system doesn't negotiate. Could he have run? The child asked. Where? The old man replied. Every door scans your badge. Every corridor has enforcers. Every shuttle off-world requires clearance. You don't run from the Imperium. You just go where it sends you. Conversion Facility 12 was clean. White tiles. Bright lights. Smelled like counter-septic and ozone. Mechlin was stripped. Scanned. Measured. Blood sampled. Neural activity checked. Bone density recorded. A tech priest reviewed the results on a hololith. Suitable for Class 4 labor servitor, the priest said. His voice was flat, modulated through a Vox grill. Musculature adequate. Brain function acceptable for simple command loops. No genetic corruption detected. He made a gesture. 2 servitors, both humanoid, both blank-faced, moved forward. They gripped Mechlin's arms. He didn't resist. They walked him to a conversion cradle. It was a chair, but larger. Metal arms. Restraint clamps. Neural plug slots in the headrest. They sat him down. Locked his wrists, ankles, neck. The tech priest approached with a syringe. You will feel pressure. Then nothing. The injection site was at the base of Mechlin's skull. He felt the needle go in. He felt the cold spread. He felt. When Mechlin woke, he didn't wake. There was no self. There was function. He was Unit 12, ALX, 7743. His arms ended in gripping claws. His legs had been reinforced with steel bracing. His skull had been opened, sections of his brain removed, replaced with a command receptor node and a loyalty inhibitor. He did not remember his daughter. He did not remember water. He did not remember being Mechlin Vross. He stood in a charging alcove in Factorum 7, sublevel 9. When the shift klaxon sounded, he walked to the cargo bay. He lifted containers. Each container weighed 90 kilograms. He lifted 40 containers per hour. He did this for 20 hours. Then he returned to the alcove. He did not eat. He did not sleep. He did not think. Is that all they do? The woman with the augmetic eye asked. Just lift things? Some of them, the old man said. Depends what they're assigned to. Some weld. Some cut. Some just stand in one place and press the same button every 11 seconds for years. And they don't feel anything? Not supposed to, the old man said. Most of the pain centers are removed. Most of the higher cognitive functions, too. They're not people anymore. They're tools. The Imperium doesn't see a difference. He looked at the widow. Your husband, did you ever see what he became? She shook her head. Good, the old man said softly. Most families don't. For 2 years, Unit 12, ALX, 7743 functioned without incident. Then the war came. It started 3 systems over. Ork. Small at first. Then not small. The Departamento Militarum issued new requisitions. Loss gun production on Vorsoc Tertius increased by 40%. Shell casing output doubled. Promethium refining tripled. Factorum 7 received new orders. All Class 4 labor servitors were to be refitted for combat logistics support. Unit 12, ALX, 7743 was recalled to Conversion Facility 12. The tech priests removed his gripping claws, installed a heavy load frame, added a targeter array to his skull, bolted an autoloader mechanism to his spine. He was now a mobile ammunition platform. He was loaded onto a transport, along with 900 other servitors. The transport left Vorsak Tertius and traveled for 6 weeks through the warp. Unit 12, ALX, 7743 did not notice. The war zone was a hive world called Kretash V. The Orks had overrun 3 hive spires. The Imperial Guard was dug in at the 4th. Unit 12, ALX, 7743 was assigned to supply Convoy 88 Thorn. His function: carry ammunition from the depot to the forward trenches. 18 kilometers. Through rubble. Under fire. He walked. He did not tire. Did not fear. Did not question. When shells landed near him, he continued. When shrapnel tore into his legs, he compensated. When other servitors fell, he stepped over them. He delivered ammunition to the firing line. Turned around. Walked back. Repeat. He did this for 11 days. On the 12th day, an Ork rocket hit the convoy directly. Unit 12, ALX, 774 was destroyed from the waist down. His upper body remained functional. The autoloader still worked. A tech priest recovered him 6 hours later. Upper frame intact, the priest noted. Autoloader undamaged. Suitable for static defense emplacement. Unit 12, ALX, 7743 was bolted to a gun platform. His autoloader was connected to a heavy bolter. His hands, what remained of them, were fused to the loading mechanism. He fired when the trigger was pressed. He reloaded when the mechanism cycled. He did this for 8 more days. Then the Orks overran the emplacement. An Ork Choppa split Unit 12, ALX, 7743's skull. He stopped. 3 weeks later, a reclamation team swept the battlefield. They collected augmetics, weapons, usable biomass. What had been Mechlin Vross was sorted into 3 categories. Metal components, 14 kilograms, sent to the forges for remelting. Biological matter, 31 kilograms, rendered into protein paste for ration supplements. Functional augmetics, loyalty inhibitor command receptor, cleaned, recalibrated. A reclamation servitor scanned the remains. Report filed. Unit 12, ALX, 7743, total loss, components recovered, 94% efficiency. No other record was made. On Vorsak Tertius, Mechlin's daughter turned 16. She had been reassigned to Factorum 11, sublevel 4. Chemical cleaning. 12-hour shifts. The air burned her lungs. She had filed 2 medical requests. Both denied. Her ration had been reduced by 8% to cover her father's debt. She did not know her father was dead. She did not know he had been a servitor. She knew only that he had been taken for resource theft, and she had to work harder because of it. One night, 0400 hours, she found a water dispenser malfunctioning. She filled her bottle, then filled it again. Did she get caught? The child asked. The old man looked at him for a long moment. Yes. What happened to her? Same thing. The room was quiet. That's how it works, the old man said. The Imperium doesn't kill you. Doesn't throw you away. It uses you. Uses your body. Your strength. Your brain. Then when you're used up, it takes what's left and uses that too. Nothing wasted. The guardsman leaned forward. How many people? What? How many people become servitors? Every year? The old man shook his head. I don't know the number. Millions, probably. Across the whole Imperium? Billions. Every hive world has conversion facilities. Every forge world. Every ship. The Navy uses servitors for gunnery, for maintenance, for corridor patrol. The Mechanicus uses them everywhere. The Ecclesiarchy uses them in the temples. Even noble households have them, serving drinks, cleaning floors, watching doors. And they were all people. Every single one. The old man stood. His knees cracked. He walked to the small window and looked out at the Factorum lights. I knew a man once, he said. He worked quality inspection, made a mistake, passed a batch of shell casings that were 0.3 millimeters out of spec. The batch failed at the depot. He was flagged, servitorized. I saw him 2 years later. He was part of a cargo loader unit. Didn't recognize me. Didn't recognize anything. Just moved crates. He turned back. I've seen children servitorized, born with defects, or born unwanted. The Schola doesn't take them all. The Guard doesn't need them all. So the Mechanicus takes them, converts them young. Their bones are still soft, easier to install augmetics. I saw one once, maybe 7 years old. They'd turned her into a data courier. She just walked back and forth between 2 terminals. All day. Every day. The woman with the augmetic. I looked down. I saw a man who spoke against the planetary governor. Just once. Just one sentence in a crowd. He was found. Flagged for sedition. Servitorized within a week. Last I heard, he was a cleaning unit in the governor's palace. Scrubbing the floors he used to walk on. The widow's hands were shaking. I saw families, the old man continued. Parents who couldn't make quota. Both servitorized. Their children sent to the workhouses. Some of those children grew up. Some didn't make it. The ones who didn't, sickness, injury, whatever, they got servitorized too. I saw a boy I used to know. 12 years old. Fell into a machine. Lost his legs. Couldn't work anymore. They took him. Turned him into a Vox relay. Just sits in a cogitator station. Repeats data signals. That's all he does. He sat back down. The Imperium doesn't see tragedy in this. It sees efficiency. A body that can't work is a body that can still serve. A mind that's broken is a mind that can still process simple commands. A criminal is a resource. A heretic is raw material. Is there any way to avoid it? The guardsman asked. Die in service, the old man said. Die in battle. Die in an accident the Imperium can't recover you from. Die where they can't reach you. That's it. Otherwise, if they find your body, if there's anything left, they'll use it. Across the Imperium, the process continued. On Forge World Neus 9, a manufacturing worker was caught sleeping on shift. Third offense. Flagged. Servitorized. Became a rivet press operator. Functioned for 9 years until a pressure malfunction crushed his torso. Augmetics recovered. Biomass rendered. On Hive World Skvalter Prime, a woman was accused of smuggling. Evidence was circumstantial. Didn't matter. She was servitorized. Became a hazmat handler. Worked in toxic waste clearance. Lasted 6 months. Respiratory failure. Augmetics recovered. Biomass rendered. On Agri-World Thelon's Reach, a child was born with severe cognitive delays. The Administratum classified him as non-productive. He was 8. Servitorized. Became a grain silo monitor. Stood in one spot. Watched a moisture gauge. Reported readings every hour. Did this for 14 years. Malfunction in his loyalty inhibitor caused a seizure. He fell from the platform. Neck broken. Augmetics recovered. Biomass rendered. On Mining Station Corridos 7. A gang of workers attempted to sabotage a lift mechanism to protest reduced rations. All 17 were caught. All 17 servitorized. Became tunnel clearance units. Sent into unstable mine shafts. 12 were killed in collapses within 2 months. 5 functioned for another year. All eventually lost. Components unrecoverable. On Shrine World Lastrium, a preacher spoke too loudly about the suffering of the faithful. The ecclesiarchy deemed him spiritually unsound. Servitorized. Became a temple maintenance unit. Polished the same bronze Aquila every day for 11 years. Then the temple was destroyed in an orbital bombardment during a heretic uprising. All servitors inside were lost. On naval vessel Righteous Advance, a crewman failed a loyalty test. Questions about the Emperor's divinity. Flagged. Servitorized. Became a coolant monitor in the engineerium. Stood beside the plasma conduits. Watched the temperature readouts. Did this for 6 years. Then the ship was destroyed by Chaos Raiders. No survivors. On Penal World Vorisk, the entire prison population, 90,000 inmates, was servitorized over a 3-year period. It was more efficient than execution. They became labor units, shipped to a dozen nearby systems. Most were assigned to battlefield logistics. Most were expended within a year. On Hive World Talasorn, a plague killed 400,000 in the Underhive. The Imperium quarantined the zone, then sent in reclamation teams. Bodies were processed. The least damaged were servitorized. The rest were rendered. Nothing wasted. How do you know all this? The child asked. The old man looked at him. I've been in the Administratum for 30 years. I file the reports. I log the conversions. I track the servitor assignments. I see the numbers. He tapped the side of his head. Every world sends data. Every facility reports. Every conversion is recorded. You see enough of it, You understand the scale. And nobody stops it. Why would they? The old man said, "It's legal. It's sanctioned. It's efficient. The Imperium needs servitors. Billions of them. You can't build machines fast enough. You can't forge enough thinking engines. But you can convert people. People are everywhere. People break the law. People make mistakes. People get sick. People get old. The Imperium takes all of them and makes them useful." "But it's wrong," the child said. The old man didn't argue. "The Imperium doesn't care about wrong," he said quietly. "It cares about survival. And this is how it survives." On Vorsak Tertius, Factorum 7 continued to operate. The servitor units moved between the assembly lines. They lifted. They cut. They welded. They inspected. They never stopped. One unit stood at the entrance to Sublevel 9. It had been there for 4 years. Its function was simple: scan every worker badge, verify shift assignment, log entry time. It had been a woman once, a shift supervisor. She had falsified production reports to cover for a sick worker. She was caught, servitorized. Now she stood, scanned, logged, every day, every shift. She did not remember the worker she had tried to protect. She did not remember her name. She did not remember being human. Behind her, the Factorum hummed. The lights never dimmed. The quota was met.